let me do a quick recap. First of all, I would say that it's trailing how much we are behind nutritional facts or nutritional information, and particularly how much we are behind the label. And here we're talking about some of the core principles on which Europe is founded are actually behind a label. And I'm talking about core principles like diversity, liberties, knowledge, and of course, education. And I think that today we learned something, I would say obvious, but obvious that it's just now obvious. And the fact that education is at the core, is a core of a healthy and balanced and sustainable diet. And education is what empowers each of us, every individual, to make a conscious and free and independent choice. And we also learned that the problem with nutrition is not what we eat, but it's how much, when, and in which way we eat. In other words, all nutrition-related diseases or obesity-related diseases are not so much linked with what, but they are so much linked and more linked with how we eat, our attitude, our habits, our way of life. And just to quote Horst with this example, if we take now 1 gram, each of us takes 1 gram of sugar, of saturated fats or proteins or vitamins, will have a totally different impact that will vary during the days. Tonight, tomorrow morning, before doing workout, after workout, the impact on our body will be completely different. And this is about diversity. And I think we understood clearly, particularly for Professor Struck, that science is moving in that direction with the most recent studies. And we think about research in DNA and in genetics that will lead us to personalized diets. And again, technology is supporting that idea of personalized diets. If we think about all the smart devices we have around us, the so-called wearables, if you think about the smartwatch you wear, all the devices here in this room, they are helping us to move toward a personalized diet. They are interlinked with our kitchen, they are interlinked with our refrigerator and with our supermarket next door. And they will tell us in real time how many calories we are consuming. They will tell us how many calories we will consume during the day, what ingredients, what food, what products we might need during the day based on our habits, on our routines, on our experience. This is, in a way, a great revolution in nutrition. It's a great opportunity that Europe and the European Union, the Parliament and the Commission should take. It's not just the one of diversity and personalization of the diet, but it's also an opportunity to reduce food waste. One of the main causes of environment degradation is food waste. And with personalization of diets, we can reduce food waste, And then there is another chance, small, medium enterprises, is the chance of creating new companies in this area of nutrition. And this is the opportunity, but on the other side, there is the challenge. If we don't do that, others will do it. And I'm particularly referring to the fact that when we talk about health, we're talking about personal data. And there is a problem of ownership of this data, as well as there is a problem of ownership of the algorithms and of the artificial intelligence system. Who owns this? So it's probably better that the Commission and the Parliament will investigate the future and try to regulate it lightly in order to protect consumers, rather than looking backward into an obsolete series of systems that they represent the past. Because, guys, the Nutriscore is the past. It belongs to a past in which, I was not expecting the applause now, a past in which one fits all. We're moving exactly to the opposite. And if Europe will not do it, China, Israel, Middle East countries, and of course the United States will do it before us. And we will be here with the Nutriscore. Meanwhile, these guys are telling us through a phone what to eat and how to eat. And this is the highest risk. And we learned from Horst and Veronique, that has just left, an important concept, again, about diversity. Europe is based on diversity, 27 different regions, in which we have a multitude of cultures and a multitude of traditions. And we see that the risk with certain systems that the European Commission is thinking about, the small, medium enterprises, the small entrepreneurs, the new or young farmers that we subsidize will be forced to change, to modify their formulation, their products formulations, or even worse, they will discriminate some ingredients just because they have a high level of saturated fats in order to enter a distribution channel and in order to end up on a nice shelf with a politically correct green dot. The question is that what we want for our traditions and culture and diets? I don't think so. So we understand here that we are really in front of two options. Imagine behind the label, we have a label, and behind this label, there are two different approaches to what Europe is. On one side, we have the old, obsolete Hegelian state or ethical state where we need to work for the common good. So a small group of people establishes the common good, and then we have an elite of scientists that are establishing an algorithm that guides, that directs us inside the supermarket. And here I have two notes. One is very simple. This algorithm is supposed to be perfect, but if there are political and commercial interests, we can make little modification and changes just to ensure that some products are speaking loud, maybe even in these rooms, they move from being an E into suddenly being a C or a B just to please their country politically. And the same, if a country is complaining that that system doesn't work, then we can make some exceptions. Is this going to be serious? I don't think so. And then a second note that I was hearing about earlier that I often hear when we talk about going to the supermarket and we don't have time. Honestly, we are in 2022. We are still walking, and we have been walking, standing still for the past 50,000 years. We go around, actually, some of us are still going back to where we were, our ancestor were, so we're going backward. But don't we really have the time to read a nutrition fact because we are in a hurry, so we need somebody to tell us what is good or bad? Seriously? You guys have been to the most exclusive schools, and you cannot read a nutrition fact? We are developing quantum technology, but we cannot read what is on a food product? Seriously? And I understand that some people might say, well, there are people that didn't go to the exclusive schools. Yes, the majority, unfortunately, did not, and they are probably not in the bubble of Brussels, they are somewhere else. Then the effort is not to tell them, you guys are stupid, you didn't have opportunity, we tell you what is good or bad. We need exactly to do the opposite that takes time, and is to do education. So this is one way. On the other ways, we have the simple way, is the one of the founding fathers of Europe. So we don't have to go far away from where we are, and I'm thinking about Spinelli here. And this is the open society. And the open society is based on basic principles: diversity, liberties, knowledge, true education. Through education, we acknowledge diversity. Through diversity, we empower freedom and liberties, and through freedom, we foster knowledge. Knowledge, education, liberties. Knowledge, education, diversity, liberties. This is how humans for thousands of years have been doing through trial and error. So I think that this is the way we should take, the one of diversity and liberties and knowledge and education. But again, it's upon us. So I leave you the floor. I leave the floor to Mr. Dorfman. This is the liberal family, so let's see if you... Thank you so much. I will be back later. Yeah.